Alright, let's talk Rangers, because this January window is finally starting to look serious. After weeks of speculation, things are moving quickly at Ibrox, and for the first time in a long while, it feels like there's an actual plan behind it. With Danny Röhl dragging Rangers right back into the title race, the board are now ready to back him properly. 2 potential midfield signings, at least 3 players heading out, and a clear shift in how this squad is being built. Let's break it all down. There is so much to discuss in today's video, so be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. The big name right now is Silas Andersen. The 21-year-old BK Häcken midfielder, a Denmark under-21 international, is emerging as Rangers' #1 midfield target this month. And crucially, the player himself is open to the move. Speaking recently, Andersen made it clear he feels he's ready for the next step. He believes he's proven himself, there's strong interest, and now it's about clubs making a move. That matters. This isn't Rangers trying to convince someone. This is a player who already had a move to Nottingham Forest blocked last summer, and now feels his time has come. At 21 years old, Andersen fits exactly what Röhl seems to want. Energy in midfield, technical ability, tactical flexibility, and resale value down the line. If Rangers want to modernise the midfield and move away from short-term fixes, this is exactly the kind of deal you'd expect. Alongside Andersen, Rangers are also being linked with Pierre Ekwah, and this one is far more complicated. Ekwah joined Saint-Étienne last summer, initially on loan from Sunderland, before the French club triggered a €7 million permanent deal. But after Saint-Étienne were relegated from League One, the situation completely unravelled. Ekwah refused to play, terminated his contract, and is now stuck in the middle of a legal dispute. He's currently on furlough while the case waits to be heard by an industrial tribunal. And when the Saint-Étienne manager was asked about it, he completely distanced himself, saying it's nothing to do with him and one for the club hierarchy. That tells you everything. From Rangers' point of view, this would be a risk. On talent alone, Ekwah would absolutely strengthen the midfield. But until the legal situation is resolved, this is one that could stall or collapse very quickly. Now, to make these deals happen, Rangers are clearly preparing to move players on. Reports suggest the club are willing to sell up to 6 players this month to fund incoming business. And a couple of younger names are already being discussed for loan moves. Lyle Cameron and Finlay Cortes are both candidates to go out and get minutes elsewhere. And Danny Röhl has been very clear about his thinking here. If players aren't playing, they shouldn't be sitting around. Röhl has said development comes from minutes, not training alone, and decisions will be based on performance during the week, not reputation. That's a manager thinking long term, not emotionally. One outgoing that's already close is Oscar Cortes. Rangers paid £4 million to make his move permanent last summer, but it just hasn't worked. His loan spell at Sporting Gijon hasn't helped either, just 1 start all season. Now Rangers are using a FIFA loophole to move him on again. Under FIFA Article 5.3, a player can represent 3 clubs in 1 season if the competition calendars don't overlap. Because the Argentine Primera División doesn't begin until May, Cortes can join Huracan on loan, with an option to buy. It's smart business, it clears space in the squad, and it allows Rangers to reset. When you zoom out, this window suddenly makes sense. Andersen targeted as the main midfield signing, Ekwah monitored as a secondary option. Young players sent out to develop, fringe players moved on, and the manager fully backed. This isn't panic buying, this is controlled rebuilding. If Rangers land Andersen and bring in one more midfield solution, while trimming the squad properly, they come out of January leaner, sharper, and genuinely ready to push Celtic all the way. For the first time in a while, it feels like Rangers know exactly what they're doing, and that might be the biggest news of all. In other news, Rangers are hopeful that Youssef Chermiti's stunning Old Firm display can mark a genuine turning point in his Ibrox career, following a significant shift in the club's thinking over his future. The Portuguese forward doubled his goal tally for the season with a decisive brace against Celtic, producing his most impactful performance in a Rangers shirt at a time when pressure had been building. That contribution has sparked renewed optimism behind the scenes that Chermiti can finally begin to justify the faith and financial commitment shown in him last summer. His time in Glasgow has been far from straightforward. Inconsistent displays and a lack of end product had led to growing frustration among supporters, while there was a sense earlier this winter that Rangers could be prepared to listen to offers in January, even at the risk of taking a significant financial hit. That stance, however, has now changed. Following the Derby victory, Rangers are no longer planning to sanction a mid-season exit and instead want to see whether Chermiti can build sustained momentum from a performance that showcased both his physical presence and finishing ability. Having invested around £10 million to bring him in from Everton, the club are keen to avoid cutting their losses prematurely and believe patience could yet be rewarded. Former Aberdeen and Everton chief executive Keith Wyness recently highlighted Rangers' wider transfer priorities, suggesting attacking reinforcements remain firmly on the agenda. Rangers will be looking to strengthen in forward areas, Wyness said. They need more consistency in front of goal if they're serious about pushing on in the second half of the season. That inconsistency has been a clear issue for Danny Rowe to contend with. Remarkably, no Rangers player has managed to score more than 4 league goals this campaign. Chermiti's double against Celtic has lifted him to joint top of the club's Premiership scoring charts, alongside captain James Tavernier and centre-back Emmanuel Fernandez. An illustration of how widely goals have been shared rather than driven by a reliable focal point up front. Other attacking options have struggled to shoulder the burden. Bojan Miovski and Danilo have combined for just 5 league goals between them, underlining why Rule is eager to strengthen his attacking options as the title race intensifies. The manager has spoken previously about the need for greater ruthlessness in the final third, and January additions remain a strong possibility despite Chermiti's resurgence. One player Rangers have long admired is Josh Windass, but that avenue appears closed once again. Wrexham have made it clear they have no intention of selling the attacker this winter, determined to retain their key players as they push for promotion. Rangers were keen on Windass when he became a free agent in the summer, only to miss out as Wrexham won the race for his signature, and that firm stance has now been repeated. For now, the focus at Ibrox is on whether Chermiti can seize the opportunity his Celtic heroics have created. If his Derby brace proves to be more than a one-off, Rangers may yet find that an internal solution has emerged at exactly the right time, even as plans to further strengthen the squad continue to take shape. But that is all for today's video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. We post all the latest Rangers news every single day, so join our fast growing community so you never miss out. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.